Alright, it's time again for another video log from Chaosia. This one will cover the event Path of the Dragon, also known as the absolute worst event that I have done so far. I mean, really, it had no real plot twist. It was horribly incoherent, and it was kind of just embarrassing. So anyway, here's basically how it went down. First off, I should point out that this event did not take place in stories. Sort of like Lightning Lord's Wrath. Basically, their stories were all going on outside of this, so the characters were sort of in two places at once. No real explanation, I just sometimes am too lazy to try to find a way to pull everybody's stories into one spot. Anyway, so it started off with my character, Jewel, calling everybody to an island and telling them that his scientists had found that this portal was going to open. So so everybody kind of gets acquainted, you know. This was Rio's first time showing up in an event, so people kind of talk to him. But anyway, so after a little bit, a gigantic dragon breaks through. Yeah, and by gigantic I mean like black, like covers out the sun, just enormously huge. Okay, maybe not covers out the sun on his own, but pretty big dragon, just pretty big, and pretty much scares the crap out of everybody there. So while we are all staring at this giant dragon, whose name is Roanak, a voice starts speaking in everybody's minds, and we find out that it's this guy called Lung Woke, which is like, I don't even remember. I think it was like Dragon Walker in Chinese. I don't know. But anyway, so what ends up happening is Woke explains that like these dragons are fleeing from another dimension that really has no name, but the planet was Iolon, and they were fleeing this really powerful wizard who would wipe them out if they didn't escape. And so they basically came to this dimension seeking refuge. And so my character, seeing a chance to kill two birds with one stone, is kind of like, hey, why don't we just level Isatrak, takes out one of my enemies, and then we can just let the dragons all move in there, because there's about 80 dragons, and they're all enormous, and by this point, we're all like flying around with the dragons while we discuss what we're going to do with them. You know, like the sky's just absolutely filled with enormous dragons. We're just all flying around, having fun, feeling like, hey, look at all the dragons. They're so enormous. But anyway, so we basically decide to destroy Isatrak and just commit genocide on those people because, meh. I don't know, it's inconvenient at the time. Later that would come back to bite me, but anyway. So, um, Gale wasn't exactly in favor of genocide. Thunder was kind of indifferent, having killed innocents already. Jello was kind of indifferent, being a demon-type person. But, so we go there, and while some of them start destroying the cities along with the dragons, um, Gale starts trying to evacuate a few people, so that way Mr. Track's culture doesn't just get wrecked. In the meantime, I just went to the capital city and just kind of obliterated it all by myself, like a boss. Because boss is boss. And anyway, so once we were done with that, a enormous wizard dragon appeared. That, of course, is the one that all the other dragons had been running from. And so we're all just kind of like, meh, we're gonna fight you, and we're gonna win. But of course we didn't win. That dragon just started kind of beating on us, and anytime we'd start to get something done, we'd never really harm it. So even if we actually managed to not get killed, it was pretty obvious that the wizard dragon had the obvious advantage. And so anyway, this wizard dragon is just kind of mocking us at one point, and like he reverts to a sort of human form. And then Woke appears and starts talking to him. And turns out they know each other. This wizard guy had been trying to take Woke's position as leader of the dragons. And since he couldn't beat Woke, he just decided, hey, I'll just eat the other dragons and absorb their powers, because he's just got that trick. Like I said, not a coherent event. But anyway, so, and here's where it really just got stupid. Woke is just like, okay, fine. You want to try to beat me? Let's go for it. Woke turns into an even more enormous dragon. And then just proceeds to completely obliterate the wizard guy. And before he does any of this, he walks over to Thunder and is just like, you are going to bear great responsibility. And, like, touches Thunder on the forehead. And some sort of power channel opens up a little bit, but it's not exactly useful in any way, shape, or form. And so, anyway, Wizard Guy is destroyed. Woke just mysteriously evaporates, leaving Roanoke in charge of the dragons. And really, that's just all that happened. I mean, it was just a horribly incoherent effect. I mean, nobody liked the event. I didn't like the event. I mean, at first I thought it would be kind of fun, but then it kind of taught me to think my events through a little bit more than just, I have an idea that involves dragons. Let's do it. Yeah, just I learned from that mistake, and I do actually intend to do a sequel to Path of the Dragons at some point, but definitely not soon. Um, I think my next video log will either be one that recaps all the recent members, because I might start doing video logs. Probably not once a week, but I might try for once a month. We'll see. But if I'm going to do that, I'm going to make a video log that kind of gives you a real quick overview of who's who. Hopefully not as lengthy as the first time. I think I'll just like put bullet points up on the screen while I do a quick talk about them. And then I think up next will be the very first event that I did with Chaosia, which will be DGR, the Dark God Rising. So, honestly, I think I covered everything. Meh. It was a meh event, so this is a meh video. But this is Joel signing off.